Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. I guess technically this would be number 8. Guess I'm supposed to do this right here. Number 8. Yeah, cycling through your life, number 8. I try to take experiences in my life that I go through on a daily, weekly, or a monthly basis, yearly sometimes, and I try to translate that into something that I think people, or most people, or people in my situation, condition, age category might experience. And you never really know if you hit the mark or not, if it's just too personal or what. But there's a topic, there's a subject. I guess I've been kind of avoiding, but I've had this conversation a couple of times with a couple of different people, and it has to be with as Kevin Sam used to say, buy a dog and die alone, right? This whole thing about not the buy a dog part, but the dying alone part, right? And when I was younger, I used to say, you come in here by yourself, even if you're with somebody, you're gonna die alone. Anyway, but now when I think about it, that's probably kind of naive. That's pretty naive, I guess. Because I was married. I was married for about 17 years, but basically I live alone right now. And when you get older, you start to think about certain things, like, that commercial about I've fallen down and I can't get up. I mean, how's that gonna work out? And I have heard and have known people that I've worked with, and that they retire and then they're found in their apartment, no longer alive, and it's usually not right away. So now I guess people are going to say, oh Lord, why is he talking about this? This is not uplifting. This is not how you build a channel. This is not what we need to talk about. But for people who are getting older, these are things that they think about. And it's prudent to have measures for people to check on you, and you to check on people. I think for women it's a little easier. It's my impression. But men, we don't be talking like that. At least not that frequent. And for people who are still in relationships, sometimes they get isolated together. They kind of fold into one kind of unit, and don't interact. I mean, I think church is a big outlet for people. They're able to interact and have community within church, and that's great. That's a great thing for building community and staying active. And my ex-mother-in-law, she's very active in the church, and it keeps her busy. They're always doing things. A lot of it is, oh, I got to do this and that and that. But I think the complaining part of that is kind of just a cover because she's very active and she does a lot in the church or with the church, so that's good. But me, I'm not in the church like that, and again, that's more of a female thing than a male thing. So why am I saying all this? Why am I saying all this? Not to dwell on the inevitable sad part or the isolating part that'll make people feel even more like Jesus Christ. I'm never watching this shit again. This guy. But no, I would like people to start thinking about these things in their logical minds and begin to make steps or to begin to do things to combat that. There are Facebook groups. Again, some people in my demographic are not that computer savvy, or they don't. But Facebook has a lot of senior groups, a lot of senior organizations that do things, if only virtually. And even if you're more savvy, you could do Zoom meetings or Zoom get-togethers. People did that during COVID. People were meeting and having these meetups virtually. The thing is, it takes an effort. It takes sometimes a lot of effort to get over yourself and go to the community center or go somewhere where there are other people and say, hey, my name is Ken. How you doing? There's another thing I know I do. This is telling on myself, but I will go to the store or to the barber, or I go to a chiropractor, and I use these things as my social interactions. I'll talk to the cashier. I'll have a conversation with her, I'll have conversations with my chiropractor. I definitely have conversations with my barber. And, my barber, yeah, I know. My barber. But, yeah, it's just ways of getting out the house. I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and it was Friday, it's getting on in the evening. We were talking, getting early evening. And he says, yeah, man, I'm getting ready to go shopping. I'm going to Whole Foods. He lives in Brooklyn. He's driving to Whole Foods. And he even mentioned that, it's a way to get out and interact with people, He's going to Whole Foods on a Friday evening, which is almost guaranteed to be packed. But it's cool. He likes that. Be around people. You can maybe have little conversations. Hey, is tomatoes good today? Whatever you want to say. And but I don't really hear people talking about this. I don't really hear anybody saying, okay, you're getting older and you need to have community. You need to have family, And I guess back in the day, family was the staple, was the linchpin, was the pillar. So in one house, there might be 3 generations, maybe even 4, sometimes 3 generations. There'll be grandparents, there'll be parents, there'll be kids, And sometimes those kids have kids, and they were all living in the same house, So younger people had experience with interacting and talking with older people and vice versa. And unless the old people were infirmed or sick, they would contribute to the house, if only cooking or making sure everything was done or babysitting or whatever. But all these things have been blown up right now. So seniors are over there, working people are over here, and kids are out inside their computer or inside their cell phones, and nobody's interacting. And then when you do get into a situation in public where you have a senior talking to a teenager, let's say, it's kind of awkward. The senior doesn't know if he should say something or correct or advise, and the teenager or the younger person thinks, I don't have to listen to this guy. I don't know this person. I have no respect for this person. Really, who is he? You know? So I would like people that listen to this, if you have any methods, any advice, or any things that you do to fold yourself back into a community, you know. I mean, I know in New York they have the senior centers and there's things that you could do. But I mean, I've been in some of these senior centers sometimes, and some of them are very lively. Things are going on, people are interacting, relationships are going on, you know. And some of them are kind of just very, you know, quiet and cool, relaxed. But we don't stop being people, man. We still want to be touched. We still want relationships, you know. And that's another thing I think about, like starting a relationship in later life is kind of, if you've been in a relationship for a while, then you have all of these experiences and all of these memories, and so you carry them with you into later life together. But if you don't have that, I mean, you have your own memories and, you know, things, but you're by yourself. So what if you meet somebody in your 60s or 70s, right, and you decide to have a relationship? So one thing, you know, that clock is ticking, and hopefully both of y'all are healthy. So do you just rush out and have a bunch of experiences, or you just enjoy each other's company? Or, you know, you get used to the idea that there's somebody else going to be in the space that you live in, and be willing to share that kind of interaction. Just let me know, and leave a comment. You know, I don't mean to be morbid or anything like that. It's just these are things that we think about. These are things that we think about. These are things that I think about. And in my conversations with others, I think people think about these things. It doesn't have to be depressing. It doesn't have to be. Especially if you're making strides to do things. I mean, still living your life. That's what this is about. Cycling through your life. That's what we be doing over here. We be making moves. That's what we do. But I don't want to act like that's not part of it, you know. I don't want to act like I'm oblivious to, you know, what's ahead. So yeah, that's my spiel this morning. Another thing, it was came outside. It was still dark. The sun's just coming up now. It's after 6. So that means fall is here. Fall is here. I got my hoodie on and I am very comfortable. Very comfortable in my hoodie. So yeah. So thanks for making it through the end. We're in this thing. This is episode number 8. We're going to continue. We are going to continue. And leave a message, leave a comment, like and share the page. And I'll even take some criticism on the direction of the things that I'm talking about. I intend to do some interviews. That's my next thing. I want to interview some seniors and people who are active and are doing things. I'll be doing some of that. Maybe the next episode, but just one episode, just one person, and we'll just talk and see what they up to. All right. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cycling through.